Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I just received a message that I need to do another reading. It's a little bit of shadow work, okay? There's something that you're avoiding. Something in the shadow that you're avoiding. Avoiding seeing, and I don't think that it's on purpose. You're either avoiding it or it's there and you can't see it. You can only see it in other people. Now, if you don't, just take the time to see it in yourself. What's going to happen is you are going to, the vibration of whatever that shadow is that's really needing attention right now. It's something that's trying to leave your field. You're going to attract in other people who will mirror it to you, who are going to show it to you. And so if it hasn't happened already, you will attract people in that you are having a problem with, or you're judging, or you're seeing something about them that is actually a reflection of that shadow inside of you, but you're only able to see it in them. So if you're feeling like everyone else is blaming you and they did this and they did that and blah, 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 it may be that there's an energy inside of you that says, I feel guilty about something that I did or said, or I have a hard time apologizing, or you're resisting taking some responsibility for something that occurred. So that's just an example. That could be something specific for you guys, but what it is, so you're going to notice other people in your life, in your field, and it's going to irritate the shit out of you. You're going to be like, what the fuck? But you're only going to see it in this other person. They're here to mirror it for you. Okay? It may be that you need to set boundaries, or, I mean, that's kind of a common theme for us. But I wanted to pull a couple of cards in. I'm trying to think how to explain it to you the way that I noticed it. I don't know if I need to explain it or not. But this deck is one of the decks that Queen of Swords on the bottom. One of the decks that I use typically when it comes to, oh, that's pretty cool. When it comes to tarot, it's the one that I use typically when it has to do with love, when it has to do with relationships. It's very flowy, and the images are really beautiful and kind of realistic looking. The images themselves I'm trying to find a good one to show you that. I'm trying to find a good one to show you. I'm trying to find something good to show you. I'm trying to find a good one to show you. That's part of the energy that's there. Putting on a face, putting on a front. That initial surge of energy when you first meet somebody, or putting your best foot forward, or something like that. I typically use this deck because it makes me feel very good. It feels very loving. It feels very feminine. And it feels very positive. I don't ever take reversals in this one either. So it was sitting here, but this one has been out too. And this is the Tarot of the Abyss. And a lot of times shadow energies tend to come out more in my black and white decks. And I was using it in one of my readings that I did earlier today, and I really love it. The images are so artistic, and it's not, they're like sketched. They're like sketchy. It's like a lot more rough. If you're looking at images like this, look at how smooth that is. Look at how clear and crisp the image is. And this one is like drawn, it's just like sketched. You can see the difference in the two of these. I want to find the, which one should I get out? Seven of Wands, Six of Swords. I'm going to get out the Six of Swords in this Tarot of the Abyss. Six of Swords, coming to more peace, traveling. It may be that this travel is involved. Look at the difference in these two cards in the two decks. This one feels a lot more peaceful. It feels a lot smoother, I guess. This one feels very, I just heard archaic. Now that's not the feeling, that's what I heard. So it looks more archaic to me. It feels sharper. It feels like I almost can hear the scratching of a pencil as you would sketch something in. It doesn't feel as smooth. I don't know why smooth matters. Ease, filled with ease and peace. Okay, so that's what it is. I and a lot of other people are really trying to lean into peace and ease and choose it. It is a choice. And so typically I choose this deck. I choose the one that's going to speak in positive terms, even when it has to do with shadow work, even when it has to do with something that's a little bit more difficult or whatever. There is still a feminine softness and smoothness that comes along with it. Peace is a choice. But what they're telling me is there's something in your shadow right now that's stopping you from, or steering you to see it, to see the reasons why you don't choose peace in certain situations. Okay? That's what this deck is speaking to right now and has been speaking to me about something that you're not seeing, that we're avoiding. So what is it in the shadow that we're not seeing, that we're not able to see in ourselves, but we do see in other people? It feels like an energy of perfectionism, like needing to be perfect. I feel like some of this came out in the extended reading that I did for the daily tarot reading for the 19th. It feels like it has to do with something from a previous relationship. I'm seeing obviously somebody's birthday too. My daughter just had her birthday this weekend. Celebration, birthdays, but I'm wondering if this resonates with you, that when your birthday comes around, there's always something very lonely, something really disappointing about your birthday. Maybe a fight that happened on your birthday. Four of Wands is usually a really, really beautiful card, but it's maybe about marriage too. Like, needing everything to be perfect. That's what I'm hearing. Needing everything to be perfect. Previous relationship that needed everything to be perfect. We've got 7 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 4 of Wands. Why is it that you have a hard time choosing peace? Does peace feel like an illusion? There's something on this card here. So as I look down at this card down on my my desk here, what I see is this guy in the boat. That guy in the boat. And it reminds me of this guy in the boat. Traveling across the water, bridge over troubled water, I just heard. You may want to look that song up and look up the lyrics. But he's like way in the background. That piece is way in the background. Because there's like some work to do to get to it. Like you have to work really hard to feel peace. Peace feels foreign. It feels scary, like this is too good to be true, and something is always going to come in to mess it up. Like this 7 of Wands, very defensive against peace. Because it seems as if it's an illusion. I think what it is that you could possibly be seeing in another person is that they will only look at the positive, or they will only talk about all the good things, or they're only at peace when everything feels really aligned and happy and all of that. Like they avoid feeling uncomfortable or being seen a certain way, being seen not exactly the way that they want to be seen in order to control the image. It's like this feeling of perfectionism and just hiding just a little bit of themselves. It or controlling the image that's presented. And it's like, yeah, but I know what you're saying right now. It's not the truth. That's not the truth, though. Why wouldn't you just say the truth? Like someone is going to not necessarily lie to you, but they're trying really hard to portray some sort of image, and you know, if you can feel that that's not the truth, it's just like, why lie about something like that? Why not just be real? And it irritates you, and it's just a reflection of something that you're a shadow that you need to see in yourself. 1144. This need to be, it's like you're having a hard time taking responsibility for something. Okay? There's something that happened in a previous relationship, and it could have been in a marriage, that it's like you were blamed for. And you want to defend yourself. But like they may have been right about the fact that the problem is they come at it as right or wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong in the way that you approached this. You were wrong about something that you said, or the way you handled a situation or something like that. And it comes from a place of blame. And I can see you doing that to somebody else, like blaming them for something. When really it needs to come from a perspective of understanding that nothing is right or wrong. It's just in alignment or out of alignment. 1313 in my recording. And they are right about the fact that you are out of alignment with like you and who you are. And so however you approach the situation, you're out of alignment. And it's okay that you were. We come around to this side of it now and witness it and use it as a learning opportunity. But there's this defensive need for perfectionism, not being able to admit. Let's get some more on that. I'm like tiptoeing right now. I'm like tiptoeing. This is a really hard topic for a lot of you. The problem is you don't want to admit that you were wrong. So let's shift that and just witness the fact that you are out of alignment. You wouldn't normally talk that way. You wouldn't normally act that way. You were feeling defensive because of the way it came at you, of course. There's a reason why you were out of alignment, but that doesn't negate the fact that you are out of alignment. And we can choose our reaction. We can choose how we handle the situation with self-awareness and knowing I'm out of alignment right now. And by coming back to it and looking at that situation, saying, this is how I'm going to handle it now. If that situation happens again, this is how I'm going to handle it now. It's the perfect time but you have to be able to admit it. You have to be able to look at that situation and say, you were right. Not you were right. What you're saying to me is in alignment with me trying to come into more alignment on a regular basis. Thank you for giving me that message. It's coming from their perspective of right or wrong, but that's their thing. They just detach from that. You have to remove the energy, the judgment of right or wrong. And is it in alignment or is it not in alignment with me and my highest light, or where I'm headed, where I want to go with this, where I want to go with my life. And you can be offered that situation where this person, somebody is exempling it to you because you're not seeing it in yourself. Somebody is exempling it to you and kind of lies to you or something, just like tells a little white lie. Normally in the past, you would have been triggered by that because you want to protect yourself and think it's a red flag. And it's just like, call them out on it. Not choose peace. You can choose to get yourself into alignment over here or continue to be in alignment over here. You're going to disrupt this situation over here and to try to force them to see themselves instead of creating or being the energy that shows them that they're safe to be them. And then eventually the truth will come out naturally when they feel safe. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Jeez. They didn't feel safe with you yet for some reason. And so they weren't ready to be seen. They weren't ready to be seen. What part of you is not ready to be seen? What part of you, there's light in you, there's like a lot of light in you that you're not ready for the world to see yet. Why? You haven't anchored it here in the 3D just yet. But what you've been asking for, it's like the things that you've been asking for are right there in front of your face. And it's like it appears in the 3D. And you look at it and it's like, I'm not ready for it to be real as long as it's been up here in the ethers. I'm not ready for it. I need to acclimate a little bit. I just saw it. I saw somebody see me. I saw somebody see me, or somebody saw me, like this other person. It's just like not quite ready to be seen just yet, but knows that you see him. So instead of calling another out, call yourself out. Bring that back. What's in your shadow right now that they're mirroring to you? What part of you are you not ready to show just yet? Let's find out. I'm tiptoeing right now. This felt like a very, very strong message coming through, but it feels like I'm kind of tiptoeing right now. So as not to trigger people. I don't have a fear of triggering people, but I do have a desire for you to absorb the depth of the message. And so my energy is tiptoeing in a really loving way. And just the other night on my live, I actually asked somebody a question and they said something to me and I'm like, but you're asking me this question and you gave me that answer and I'm not sure that that's the truth though. Not like, no, that's a lie. Nope, that's a lie. You're not telling me the truth. It was more like, but are you? This is a safe space to be real. Okay? This is a safe space to be real. Tell me in the comments below what it is that you're afraid to be real about. With yourself, with other people. What is it that you're afraid to be real about? I'm offering the space for you to say that, not for me to bring it out. I have a feeling that you guys know what it is, that you know what this shadow is for you. You're noticing it in someone else, and you're judging them, and you're upset with them, and you're wanting justice, and you're wanting to really only just see it in them. Who is it? What is it that you're noticing about another person? What makes you really irritated, really angry about another person right now? Let's sit with that. And what is it mirroring inside of you? It doesn't mean that it's the exact same energy coming from inside of you, but if their treatment of you is a certain way, or they're doing the same thing that they're always doing, where is it that your boundaries are being crossed and you are not enforcing them? Or let's really look together and find it together. Okay? Because you're manifesting a situation. You're in the process of manifesting a situation that could be a repeat of a karmic cycle, or it could be stepping onto a new timeline. It's going to look similar in the beginning. But before, your fears of really showing yourself and being you, your fear of abandonment, your fear of rejection, created and called in this situation that from your past was not your fault. As a little kid, that argument that happened on your birthday, or that thing that happened around a celebration or something like that, was not your fault. But because you think that it was your fault, you create situations that end up being part of your responsibility. That it is your fault, but it's because of that subconscious belief that something in the past that had nothing to do with you. It's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. Your subconscious tells you that. It's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. It's all my fault, it's all my fault. It's my fault for existing. Ooh, for some of you, it's about not being wanted, feeling like you weren't wanted, that your parents, one of your parents, whatever, didn't want you. And so the fact that you exist created this burden of responsibility for one of your parents, and you're imprinted with the thought that the fact that I exist makes things harder on other people. And there's sometimes where your light challenges other people. And so there's this responsibility that you take on yourself that says, even just sitting here right now challenges other people. My light challenges other people. It's my fault. It's my fault just for sitting here. I get attacked just for sitting here, just for being here. And it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. Okay, so then you create situations that the vibration of that thought creates situations that your brain wants to find the proof of that, because it's a belief. A thought or a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So if you subconsciously keep thinking that, it's a belief. And so to reiterate that, your brain searches for the proof of this thought. Okay, well, look at that situation over there. Yeah, that's showing you that you shouldn't exist. Or, yep, that's showing you that it's your fault. That's showing you it's your fault. That person is literally telling you it's your fault, blah, blah, blah. So it must be. Now it is this ingrained belief in you. God, everything's my fault. Doesn't matter what I do, blah, blah, blah. Feels to me like there's a shadow that says, I'm too much. It's my fault. Just for existing in the first place. And you are at the beginning of a new cycle, a rebirth. Something new is beginning for you. And so if you start that cycle, if you step onto that timeline with the subconscious belief that says, I shouldn't even be here. My existence is makes it harder for other people. I'm not wanted. It's my fault just for being, just for existing. You're going to take that belief onto this new beginning, and it's almost as if you are rejecting yourself, and will cause more situations to come in that say that want to prove that to you. You're at the beginning of a new relationship, a new venture, a new job, a new start in some kind of way. So how do you shift that? How do you make it so that you don't take that onto that new timeline with you, into the new beginning? You're going to look at the situation differently and choose peace and choose a different thought. Choose a different thought, knowing that that thought was there all along. That thought was imprinted on you by your dad or your mom or whoever it was because of where they were in their life. You now, where you are now, you understand that there's such purpose to your existence. If you weren't supposed to be here, you wouldn't fucking be here. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be. If that weren't the plan, you wouldn't be. There is a purpose for you being here. Your existence is, this whole universe is more magical because you exist. That's funny. That's exactly what I told my daughter on her birthday. I told you it was just her birthday last weekend. That's one of the things that I said, is that the universe is, and I've said that to somebody else before too, that the universe is infinitely more magical because you exist. Well beyond the human experience. We're talking non-physical energy, the existence of you, the true you. There's a reason that you're here, and you know it. You know there's a reason that you're here. The things in the past were not your fault. The fact that you exist brought those things to light for other people. That's part of your purpose. It's the fact that you brought things to light for other people. That you're meant to see the true them. You are meant to see other people's authentic self. That's not easy for other people. That's not your responsibility. Except to empathically and psychically sense when is the appropriate time to let them know that you see them. How do you approach it? It's discernment. It's not tiptoeing, a little bit of tiptoeing, but discernment when it comes to how much of that is your business and stuff like that. You are meant to see the beauty and the authenticity underneath of those people. So if they're in a place of not being real, there's some kind of fear there that holds them back from being real. Now, if it's out of alignment and it continues to put you out of alignment, you can choose to steer yourself this way, knowing that that's their path. And it's easier if I don't witness, because the unrealness of what they present to you is too hard for you to see, because you have this desire for them to just be themselves and to feel comfortable being themselves. And it's not something that we can force in them. So for us to feel affected by that and to empathically be affected by that, it's easier for both of you to turn and steer this way and to know, I see you over here. Each time I tune into you, I can see that side of it. I see you. I see the real you. I see the illusion that you're putting on right now, and I understand why. But I'm not going to totally pay attention to that. I'm not going to call you out on it. I'm not going to, because it doesn't do you any good or me any good at all. I'm going to just focus on the you that I do feel and see, and not see you right now with my human eyes. I'm going to see you over here with my divine eyes. and just know the authentic you. I'm just going to know that and lean into that and accept that. Because it's too disorienting. It becomes a little toxic when you're witnessing it in them, right? You choose peace. A lot of times the illusion that they're presenting is because they haven't figured out how to choose peace just yet. And it's okay. They're on their path to doing that. You just continue to be that and choose that over here. And commanding your energy space in that way. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you. Tower card. It does feel like something, your life is like really shifting right now. So it feels like something big is getting ready to happen. And it is the start of the new beginning for you. But sometimes the tower feels like a big shakeup. Like, I can feel this new beginning. I feel something coming, and I've been asking for this for the longest time, but I'm so afraid to trust it or desire it or want that for myself. And so the fear kind of holds you back. The universe will step in and create the situation that is meant to happen. So there will either be a breakup or you'll get fired or something like that. Is that a result of you choosing peace? It seems like that's not the peace that I chose, but maybe it is. Maybe the universe is forcing you to choose peace and acceptance, that the path that you're being led on is more of a path of least resistance. So the universe had to force this situation to happen because that was not the ideal. It was not aligned with you. And if you can choose to feel peace in the tower and just know, I'm witnessing this from the outside. I'm witnessing this. This is part of my manifestation. I did that. The inner me did that. That's beautiful. And I did that because of this, and finding peace and knowing that everything is always working out for me. Trusting that, not allowing the trigger to speak for you. The fear, how am I going to survive now? What am I going to do? My God, I'm not going to have any money. How am I going to survive without this person in my life? Getting yourself through and choosing to be at peace with whatever feelings are coming up. Not saying I'm not afraid of this situation. Of course, it's going to elicit some sort of fear when it comes to money or blah, blah, blah. But then stepping back and witnessing the fear. Just witness the fear. Okay, that's a normal reaction. That's a normal reaction. I have fear about money. What do I need to do about that? Just breathe into it. Breathe into it. Accept myself right where I am right there. This is a process. And that's going to, not resisting the fear is going to help you to process through and step to the other side of fear and just witness it. So there's going to be some kind of shakeup coming. But it is, rest assured, it is something that you have manifested. And 10 of Pentacles, it is for your highest good. And this is actually going to be even better for you. What comes next after the Tower is even better for you. Even better. It's going to create new connections. You're going to have to reach out to people for help that you never thought of before, but it's like they're sitting there, you're part of their purpose in life. They're meant to help you to progress forward, to support you in your mission. This is like the leading towards everything that you've asked for, but something has to be dismantled first. You have to make space for it first, okay? Some people look at the Tower as like, oh yeah, shit's getting ready to go down and things are going to be shaken up in a good way, because this means that stuff that I don't even see there, that's bothering me or it doesn't align with me, that's the universe is just going to come in and sweep it away. That's a good thing. If let's say I just saw like something about a hurricane coming or something, like, let's say a hurricane took your house. witnessing that, and noticing how it's going to bring people together to help you in a way that you've never experienced before, how it causes you to start over again, to start from scratch, to get rid of things that you don't need anymore, that you never really needed, that you acquired out of, emotional spending or something like that. It's going to cause you to move to a new location that has been calling you anyway. Witnessing it and seeing the fear and seeing the devastation but also at the same time bringing the peace in and bringing in a positive spin on it too at the same time. You have a tendency to look at only and to feel and to sense the thing that's out of alignment and to focus in on that and to continue to focus in on that. Excuse me, that's what's shifting now. That's what's shifting. Being able to see the beauty in a situation, how people come together sometimes in their grief. And even though it's a situation filled with sadness and grief, the beauty in that. I actually believe that I channeled a message that at the time I didn't know that I had channeled it. Obviously, this was before my awakening. When someone in my family had a stillborn, and it affected me very, very deeply. And I sat one day and I just, for some reason, really wanted to write something to everyone that I would present or that I would speak at the funeral. And I just had this serious calling that I needed to do it. And I sat down and I wrote it in 5 minutes. The words just came to me. My heart was so broken, wide open. And everybody else's was too. And I was feeling the pain just as much as everybody else. And we were this collective of people who, nothing else mattered in the world. It was like, just what was going on and our support of each other. And it was this perspective, like complete presence, like nothing else mattered. The past, the future, nothing, just right now and what we're going through. And that was one of the things that I said in the speech, was that the passing of the baby was so beautiful because of what it taught us about ourselves and about each other. And I'm pretty sure I said, I want to thank her for teaching us the solace of faith, the love of family. Something else. Now it's slipped my mind. But the way that it brought us all together to support each other. That we all came together in our time of need, and we are always there for each other, but that she was always there too. Her energy is still there with us, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I needed to tell that story, but there is beauty in the contrast of life too. Right? Maybe it's showing us that we sometimes take each other for granted. So sometimes a shift in perspective is exactly what we need to get ourselves out of patterns, to get ourselves out of mind loops, to show us just how special life is and how grateful we are for existing. This universe is a way more powerful and magical place because I exist. You are abolishing the subconscious thought that says it's my fault that bad things happen because I exist. Okay? Whew. That was a really deep one. I was looking to see what was on the bottom of the card. This is a card that is an extra one in this deck. I'm going to look it up and read it to you, and that'll be the last part of this, okay? I've never read this one either. I've never pulled this one before. There's a wisdom in you that you're accessing right now. All right, where is it? Oh, no, you know what? It's not an extra one. It's the Hierophant. Duh. Number 5. But it's appearing to me differently. It's appearing to me differently. And this is interesting because in the Holy Fire Reiki, we teach about the brothers and sisters of the light who are ascended masters and the leaders of all of the different organized religions and schools of thought and things like that, who have come together in a collective consciousness in the higher planes as this energy of oneness. They're down here. Everything feels kind of separate. Religions feel kind of separate and the teachings feel kind of separate. But up there, they are coming together as teachers of the same thing, oneness. And they send this information down. And I was just reading about them again this morning. And there's a very shamanic energy, very earth teachings that exist up there with them too. The wise one is traditionally known as the Hierophant. In this card, he represents the spiritual healer, the shaman. We witness the exchange between the healer and his people, a sacred moment when he is passing down his knowledge and wisdom. Tradition is important to him, something that has taken generations to acquire and master, and cannot be achieved through solitude or isolation. The fire is burning bright, and with its heat, it warms their souls and lights the path of enlightenment. When this card appears, know that perhaps some spiritual guidance is coming your way. Some big spiritual guidance, I feel like. The Tower is making way for a massive spiritual awakening. There are many forms through which this knowledge may come into your life, perhaps through a counselor or a spiritual mentor. However it may be, guidance is coming your way. The Wise One is a card of doctrine and of spiritual tradition. And at its core, tradition in general is passed down and continues living within a group setting. Perhaps you've been searching for a group of spiritually minded people to connect with. If spiritual doctrine is not your cup of tea, then a good balance would come through incorporating some aspects of tradition to your spiritual practice, things that could become ritual, that could feed your soul. Just underneath of that, I just saw the Lovers. The Lovers. Okay? So take this reading, take whatever resonates for you, and whatever doesn't, leave it for whoever it was meant for. If you want to book a private reading, if you want to go more in depth into your personal situation, all my information is down in the box below. If you want me to dig into and channel more of this wisdom, make sense of it, put the pieces together for you and with you, book a session down. The information for that is in the box below. Go on and book a one-on-one live session and we will get into, it feels like there's a mentor that's here for you, looking to work with you. Maybe it's me. Talk to you soon.